Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Biking Roots. My name's Evan, and welcome to Texas. Welcome back to Texas, I should say. Welcome to Cypress Creek mountain bike trail over here in the Spring Klein area. So I had to make a decision whether taking the new Rift Zone out today or the Hawk Hill 3 that we got in. More expensive build, but also 29er. I've ridden the Hawk Hill. I haven't ridden the Rift Zone actually, because the only one we had before they redesigned them, I only had one of them, and so now I have this demo finally. So I think it's going to be the Rift Zone. As you can see, I chose the Rift Zone, not for any particular reason other than I haven't ridden it yet, so I wanted to ride it. This is the 2020 Rift Zone, so it's been redesigned, has a more slack head tube angle. It keeps the same RockShox Recon RL 130 millimeters, so you get 10 millimeters more of travel up front. It's a through axle boost. In the back you have your RockShox Deluxe shock, 125 millimeters, and for your crank you have the SRAM SX. This is their beginner Eagle group set with the SRAM 12 speed shifting. You have 1050 gear range. You also have the Trans X dropper post. So up in the cockpit here you have 780 millimeter bars, which is pretty much standard on all Marin bikes now. You got your dropper lever, which works pretty good. You have your SX shifter. So the shifter is plastic, but it actually shifts pretty good. It's not a trigger shifter like the Shimano that I'm used to. You have to push. It works pretty good. Brakes, you have standard Shimano MT201s, and I'll bring it around so you can see those. Yes, so as far as the brakes, you have 180 millimeters up front and 160 in the back. All right, so tires. These are the V tire flow snaps. These are 29 by 2.35 with their tackle compound. These are tubeless ready. They're not set up for tubeless right now, but I have to say, I'm getting my butt kicked out here today. I don't know why. Maybe I've been riding my e-bike a little bit too much, but these tires are super grippy. I rode these on the Alpine Trail a couple weeks ago, but man, I just feel like I don't know, like I'm not in the best shape right now, but man, these tires are just like, for trails around here, which obviously this is a little more gnarlier, but our trails here are pretty smooth. We don't have rocks, and these things just grip in, and I feel really slow. I mean, it's not the lightest bike in the world, but at the same time, I think it's the tires that they grip like crazy. So if you feel a little bit sluggish, maybe because you just have tons of grip and they just need to get worn in a little bit. First impressions on the Rift Zone, it's pretty sweet. It's been I haven't ridden too many 29ers recently. I've been on my e-bike a lot, but yeah, it's a nice bike. So this bike is $1,950 with the dropper, with the 12 speed, with the modern geometry. It gives you a lot of bang for your buck, and it's been pretty fun to ride. So we'll keep going, and I'll give you some more thoughts in a little bit. All right, back on the trail on the 2020 Rift Zone. We can pick a great place to start. Woo. Some wussy air. So that gorge is out. We'll go this way. Oh. Well, soaks up pretty good. Hey, what's up, guys?
No, how are you?
Sorry, that was pathetic.
No, we're all the same.
Yeah.
I didn't even leave the ground.
You can go in front. Don't let me slow you. Ugh. Wrong way. All right, so let's talk about this Rift Zone. Hang on. All right, let me catch my breath here. All right, so I've gone like 4 miles. It feels like 12, but only because of the things I said earlier with the tires and me being out of shape. But so let's talk about the Rift Zone. If you are someone who maybe is new to mountain biking, okay, and you have the cash, you want to spend more than a hardtail, and you want to have a full suspension mountain bike, but you don't want to break the bank either, I think it's a great option for you. I do sell these in my shop, full disclosure, but one of the reasons I picked up Marin was because of the value you get for the type of bike with modern geometry and good components to start out. Another bike that the Rift Zone is good for is someone who maybe they have a hardtail. They may have a hardtail right now, but they're feeling the bumps, and maybe they're getting a little bit older. They want some squish behind them. The Rift Zone is a great option for it. Now, this one is, like I said, is $1,950. The Rift Zone 1 is $1,600. So what do you get what is the difference between the Rift Zone 1 and the 2? Well, there's a couple things. The shock's the same. You get the same Recon RL shock. Instead of the SRAM SX drivetrain, you get an 11-speed Dior setup, and you also have an X-Fusion shock. So that's one of the biggest differences, in addition to the dropper. You don't get the dropper on the Rift Zone 1. They do have routing for one, so you can add one. It just doesn't come standard. So other than that, it's pretty much the only difference. The frame's the same. Comes in blue, or sorry, yeah, it comes in blue in the Rift Zone 1. So drivetrain, dropper, and oh, sorry, one thing. You also have through axles. You get through axles in the back as opposed to a quick release in the Rift Zone 1. Pros and cons. Pros of the Rift Zone: you get a heck of a bike with modern geometry, RockShox Recon, RockShox rear shock, 12-speed drivetrain with dropper for less than $2 grand. Con is weight. Obviously, this thing weighs just over 30 pounds, but that's one of the cons you're going to get with any of these bikes in this price range. So yeah, it'd be nice to save a few pounds, but honestly, you're going to get pretty expensive. So if you want to save weight in mountain biking, you start to have a diminishment of returns. Yes, you spend more money. A lot of times you're paying for nicer shock that's maybe a little more plush, a little lighter, a little bit lighter drivetrain, but you're also spending another $1,000 or $2,000 for that. So I think the weight you could deal with and get used to. So yeah, I don't know too many others that are lighter than this with all these specs. Rift Zone is now back at the shop. If you are in Houston and you want to take it out on the trail, let us know. Hit us up in the comments or Instagram, and you can go experience it out on the trails. And if you're ready to buy, we do have a large Rift Zone 2 still available, and we also have a medium and a large Rift Zone 1. And just like that, that's going to end today's video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button and maybe consider subscribing. Until next time, we'll see you later.